Hype for this third installment of the Batman movie has been very big. A lot of people eager to see this movie, and unfortunately that hype has now turned to hysteria. It has also turned to a deadly tragedy. It happened shortly after midnight at a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado. That's about 9 miles east of Denver. The number of dead and injured have continued to climb this morning. This is what we know. Witnesses say the movie was underway. It was about 12:39 local time in Denver, 11:39 LA time, when a masked gunman started firing into the audience, not 1 or 2 rounds, but at least 20 rounds, possibly more. When it was over, 50 people were injured, and at this point we're hearing reports of at least 14 people dead. Shooting. We want to let you know this cell phone video came into us. It can be difficult for you to watch, so it is somewhat graphic. You see that there is a young man being escorted out. He's got blood all over him. There was so much chaos after this happened. People weren't sure if the blood on their clothes was coming from them or coming from someone sitting next to them. A lot of people, witnesses, were talking about the fact that they were checking themselves, wondering if they were okay. There was just so much panic. Again, right now, we understand 14 people dead. 10 people died there at that theater complex in Aurora. 4 others died either on their way to the hospital or at the hospital. Of the 50 people injured, we do not have any indication of whether or not those injuries are serious, if they were hurt when they were running from the crime scene. There's also some indications that there was maybe some sort of tear gas used or some sort of incendiary device. There was a smoke bomb. Something happened where people were having trouble breathing and trouble communicating. And so that was one of the things that they were able to get people to the hospital. The Aurora Police Department is just blocks away, so we have information that the police officers were first on scene almost immediately before any ambulances, so they actually transported some of the most critically injured in their patrol cars. They put the patients in the back seat and drove them to the hospital themselves. They do believe that the person who they have in custody acted alone. He was found behind the theater. His car was parked there. It's not actually the parking lot that is widely used, but he parked behind the theater, and because the police arrived so quickly, they were able to apprehend him right away. He did not apparently put up much of a struggle, but when they found him, listen to this, he looked like he was ready for combat. He had what's believed to be a bulletproof vest, a gas mask. He had on him a rifle, a gun. Inside the theater, he left behind another gun. So they know he was heavily armed. He went there intent to do damage, and he did exactly that. We do want to tell you that the president has released a statement this morning, and I'm going to read you the statement. He says, quote, "Michelle and I are shocked and saddened by the horrific and tragic shooting in Colorado. Federal and local law enforcement are still responding, and my administration will do everything that we can to support the people of Aurora in this extraordinarily difficult time. We are committed to bringing whoever was responsible to justice, ensuring the safety of our people, and caring for those who have been wounded. As we do when confronted by moments of darkness and challenge, we must now come together as one American family." And he goes on to say, all of us must have the people of Aurora in our thoughts and prayers as they confront the loss of family, friends, and neighbors, and we must stand together with them. We also have some information from Mitt Romney. He expressed his concern for the people of Aurora. He says that he is deeply saddened, and he says he hopes that whoever has done this, who is ever responsible for this terrible crime, will be quickly brought to justice. You're looking at a live picture now of the theater complex. This gives you an idea of just how big this theater is. You see these complexes where they have 8, 9, 10 showings of different movies. This was the midnight premiere of The Dark Knight, a PG-13 movie. So you would think that there would be young adults and their parents, but we do understand it's not just 13 and above. We understand that there were younger victims that were involved here. There are reports of a 6-year-old little girl who was shot and wounded. There are reports of a 3-month-old baby who was hurt.